of basically listing all the stepwise things you have to do while doing your research. So there should be a systematic approach to that. You have to cover first, there should be a clear vision of the topic that you are going to do. So there should be clear analysis about that. That is not the thing that someone is telling you, take this topic and you are going to do research on this topic.
डॉक्टर नीति, सॉरी टू इंटरप्ट, बट कुछ चैट बॉक्स में मैसेजेस आ रहे हैं स्टूडेंट्स, आई गेस पार्टिसिपेंट्स के, कुछ अभी उनको वॉइस क्लियर नहीं आ रहा है, अभी भी कुछ का आ रहा है.
लेट मी चेक इट. Ma'am, I'm using headphones then also. Just wait. Hello? Is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it fine now?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I was talking about the research methodologies. So research is basically you have to list a lot of things before going into that topic, and before all these things the topic should be clear to you. There may be sometimes that suppose you have chosen some topic and you do some things, suppose, but after some time, suppose 1 to 2 months, you don't get interest in that. So don't put a force on that. अपने आप को force नहीं करो उस चीज के लिए. Yes, I have spent 2 months or 3 months or 6 months on that, and I have to move forward to take a degree. Research is not only a degree that adds a person to you, that you have to do something new to the community. You have to contribute to the community also, because in today's era, government also says that we are putting a lot of finances, हम बहुत पैसा दे रहे हैं research के लिए. Then what you have done for the community? आज की डेट में रिसर्च के लिए आपसे यही पूछा जाता है कि आपने क्या नया किया है जिससे आपको डे टू डे लाइफ में या डिवाइसेस में या किसी भी चीज में किस टाइप की हेल्प आपको मिली है या आपने दी है किसी को. ओके, so for the first thing is the topic is clear. Now you have finalized your topic, then you have made a proper list. I will do this, then I will do this, I will do the literature survey, then I will be performing my experiments. Then what you have to do, a special hold on that topic. You can do that. Suppose किसी ने वो experiment पहले से किया हुआ है, okay, then you can repeat that again, so that आपको एक उससे confidence मिलेगा. You will get a proper confidence in that part, that yes, I can also do that. Then you can try new things on that. You can add on, you can put on some new things, new parameters you can add. If experimentally you are doing things, you can put some solution in that, like so. There are a lot of ways you can prove yourself by adding some new things in that. Okay, so the systematic approach. So if you are doing your research in experimental area, then there are a lot of things you have to do on the apparatus, and you have to take the observations or readings while performing the experiment. So there you have to take a lot of precautions. So, how you have to make observations, how you have to take the observations, आपको readings कैसे लेनी है. So for that you should take help of your seniors, you should take help of your mentor or your guide. So you should know, आपको पता होना चाहिए, if you are doing in an experimental lab, how to use each and every apparatus you are going to use. Blindly don't go to any apparatus and try using that, because that may harm the apparatus or it may harm you also. Or if you have made some sample, अगर आपने कोई sample बनाया अपना lab में अपना, then it may spoil your sample also. Okay, so after taking your data or set of readings, now you need how you are going to interpret that data. You have to make a proper interpretation of that data, and you have to do the result analysis. So that is my today's topic, which I am going to start today. That is interpretation of data and result analysis. Okay, so for that you should first know what is a data. So what is a data? Data can be of many types because there are a lot of streams, humanities, science. So there are a lot of streams you can work on research, and there can be experimental as well as the theoretical aspects. There can be experimental research or theoretical research. So data basically is what suppose you are doing in theoretical research, you are going to do a theoretical research. So what do you mean by data? Data will be what you are basically you have taken from a literature survey. So what is happening, what has been happening to a particular parameter till date. Okay, so by proper analysis, by proper literature survey, you are going to make a tabular form or a textual form, so that in hand you can tell if somebody, if your guide is going to ask you, tell me what you have to what you are going to do new in that. So your guide or mentor first will ask you that, tell me what is the knowledge behind that topic. So then that is a completely a literature survey that you are going to have. You first tell them, and then you can, depending on the previous data, you can create your own data, or if you are doing experimental, you can make your own observations. Then you can tell your guide or your mentor that sir or ma'am, I am having this data and I want to do the data analysis of that. Then only your seniors, your mentors will tell you that how to do the data analysis. You can find a lot of topics there, that how to do data analysis, but reference to that particular topic you are doing, you have to first search out what are type of analysis I can perform on my data. So that is very specific in every field, that what type of analysis you are going to do. Accordingly you are going to extract information, and that will be supportive to your data. So so there are several methods and techniques that you can perform on the data. So sorry, there was this slide. So when you are taking data, so you are having your data in your hand. So when you are performing your data analysis, so what you are going to do, finally you have to reach some conclusion. So when you are going to reach some conclusion, then there will be only a single variable on that which you are getting as a result. So that is not going to change, but the observations, a set of observations, that may change, that
Ma'am,
may vary
it's not,
depending on you. Hello,
ma'am, your screen is not visible.
my screen
Kindly
is,
share your screen.
sorry. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
So now you have done the data analysis, and when you are analyzing it, you are having a single variable in your hand. Okay. So when you are doing the analysis on the data, as I already told you, there can be lot of type of data. That can be a set of observation, or that can be a set of theoretical lines or language only. So depending on that, we can say that that is a quantitative and qualitative data. You can say quantitative data means numbers, basically you can say numerical values. Numerical value means simple numbers, 12, 13, 14, 14.6. So these are the quantitative data. And what about the other? The other is a qualitative data, that is simply in language, that produce narratives. And qualitative data produce the qualitative results only, and the quantitative data produce the quantitative results only. And although your result will be quantitative only, but you can express that in words also, that I have got this information by changing this parameter in my experiment. Right? So we can on both of these types of data, whether it is quantitative or qualitative, we can apply the same analytical strategies for the interpretation of that. So there is these two parameters. I don't know whether you know these or not. these are the precision and versus accuracy. These are the two parameters which are the key factor while doing any research you are doing, and these two factors are very important if you are doing research in an experimental area. So these 2 points are precision and accuracy. So what are precision and accuracy? Suppose you are taking a set of observations and you already know what should be your precise area, where should what my reading should be around. Okay, so suppose you are taking a lot of observations and you are taking your data and you are getting, आपको data कुछ इस type का मिल रहा है that is very not very nearby, that is very scattered in itself. So you will say that is having a very poor accuracy. उस data के अंदर कोई भी accuracy नहीं है. Although there what is precision? Precision is basically you can say कि जहाँ मुझे चाहिए मेरा आसपास आ रहा है. So you can say this first picture here the accuracy is very poor, but there is very high precision. Okay, so here your set of points are very close, then you can say they are very precise to each other, but they are not so accurate. So this type of data, what you will tell, this is having poor accuracy and high precision. इसमें preciseness तो है कि सारा data आपस में आसपास है, but that is very poor in accuracy. I want my data should be in this circle only. Fine. So we are not going to select this set of observations while doing any experiment. Okay. So if you are performing experiment again, you find that your readings are very close by or nearby. Readings सारी आसपास हैं and they are also precise. Then you will say that is having a high accuracy and precision. मतलब जहाँ था आपका टारगेट था उस टारगेट के आसपास भी रीडिंग्स आ रही हैं और सारी रीडिंग्स आसपास हैं. Then this is the most appropriate set of data which can be relevant to you, which will be useful to you, जो बहुत काम आएगा, and that you can use for your analysis. The third thing is that the data is very scattered. You are getting nothing of your observation. कोई भी observation आपको इस सर्कल के अंदर नहीं मिल रही है. Okay, then you will say that is having a poor precision. कि सारी रीडिंग्स दूर हैं बट एवरेज एक्यूरेसी इज देयर. आप ये देखोगे कि सारा आसपास तो है, तो देन यू विल से दैट इज हैविंग एवरेज एक्यूरेसी. बट इफ दीज पॉइंट्स आर नॉट नियर टू योर टारगेट, टारगेट के आसपास भी नहीं है, तब आप ये कहोगे इसके अंदर पूर प्रिसीजन तो है ही है बट पूर एक्यूरेसी भी है, कि इसके अंदर एक्यूरेटनेस है ही नहीं, सिर्फ एक रीडिंग आपकी आसपास आ रही है. देन यू हैव टू क्रॉस दिस डेटा. So in research, I just want to tell one thing also that it doesn't mean अगर आपने कुछ भी काम किया, कई बार ऐसा भी होता है you have to do a lot of work for a month and you don't get anything. So don't be sad, don't be unhappy. Try doing things. And one more thing you should do while performing research, try to discuss with others also. Don't hide things. कई बार क्या होता है हम डेटा छुपा के बैठ जाते हैं कि हम ये सोचते हैं सपोज यू आर हैविंग दिस सेट ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशंस एंड यू आर थिंकिंग कि हाँ मेरा सारा डेटा आसपास आ रहा है, मेरी रीडिंग्स तो अच्छी आ रही हैं, दैट मीन्स आई एम गोइंग टू गेट अ वेरी गुड रिजल्ट. बट you can see here I told you that you don't have to take this set of data. So research is basically आपको चीजें डिस्कस करते रहना है अपने सीनियर्स के साथ या फिर अपने गाइड के साथ. यू हैव टू डिस्कस ईच एंड एवरी टाइम कि मुझे ये चीजें मिल रही हैं, आर दे फाइन, बिकॉज दे आर मोर एक्सपीरियंस देन यू. Now next is data interpretation. Now we have decided what data we have to take. Now we have to interpret it. हमें उसको interpret कैसे करना है? Interpretation basically means you can plot its graph. आप उसका ग्राफ भी प्लॉट करके दिखा सकते हो कि मुझे ये मिला नेचर. सपोज आपके पास पहले से ही पब्लिश डेटा है, उसमें दिखाया हुआ है कि हाँ इस टाइप का नेचर एक सेट ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशंस का आना चाहिए. सो यू हैव अ क्लियर आइडिया दैट माय ऑब्जर्वेशन शुड आल्सो बी लाइक दिस वन. तो इतना तो आपको पता है ना कि ऐसा आना चाहिए, ये नेचर आना चाहिए. ओके, So you can represent your data. अगर बार ग्राफ में है, आपको पहले से पता होगा कि मुझे क्या करना है, तो आप उस तरीके से अपना कंपेयर कर सकते हो, लाइन चार्ट्स बना सकते हो, टेबुलर फॉर्म में दिखा सकते हो, एंड देन यू कैन प्रोसीड. आप उसमें एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स, मेहनत तब डालो, पहले उसको डिस्कस करो, आप खुद ड्रॉ करके देखो, देन यू डिस्कस विद योर गाइड कि सर मुझे, सर या मैम मुझे ये चीजें मिली हैं, आर दे फाइन, एंड इफ that is not okay, try to do some other new by taking some guidance. So don't be unhappy. There may be some moments in your research that you don't get anything new after even 1 or 2 years. Then don't be unhappy. Whatever you have done in last 1 or 2 years, that is going to be helpful in the next period. Nothing is wasted in your research. You have to keep all those things with you. सब चीजें काम आती हैं, एक्सपीरियंस भी एक पॉइंट पे काम आता है आपका. Okay, so techniques that can be used for the data analysis, that can be bar graph, that can be pie chart. Pie chart के थ्रू आप अपने डेटा को शो कर सकते हो. As I told you, you can make the graphical analysis. आप ग्राफ प्लॉट कर सकते हो उसका. There can be finite difference methods. What I am going to do today, analysis, I am going to use this finite difference method. Then I will be telling you कि इसको use कैसे करते हैं. Interpolation, आप अपने points उसके अंदर देख सकते हो in the graph. What are the new points there? Then the curve fitting method. So there are a lot of methods, a lot of techniques, and these are not specific methods. As I already told you, the methods vary from your topic to topic. Are you working in theoretical? Are you working in experimental? Are you working in chemistry or physics or bio? So there are a lot of methods depending on your topic. So I'm going to tell you today what is a curve fitting method to fit our data. If suppose I have taken a set of observations and I have to fit that my data, I want कि मैं इसमें से best line कैसे ढूंढ सकती हूँ, what best line I can draw with that data. So I am going to tell you what is curve fitting. Curve fitting होता क्या है हमारा? Curve fitting basically ये होती है, suppose you are varying some variable x. इतना तो सबको पता होगा, they are the graduation students, that suppose there is some variable x and you vary that variable, and what you get when you vary x, you get another variable y that is a dependent variable. The variable x you are varying, that is an independent variable you are varying, but according to x you are getting y. So y will be dependent on what it is dependent. It is dependent on the x variable. जैसे जैसे आप अपना x change करोगे, you are getting a new set of variable that is y, which is dependent one. Right? So using this, you are getting your observations, and when you are trying to plot, you are going to plot your x coordinate on the x-axis, and you have already taken readings. You are going to plot your y coordinates on the y-axis. So accordingly, you are labeling your points on the xy coordinate system, and you are getting some scatter there. So now you are confused how I will draw the line. There can be a lot of lines of that data. So who is going to tell me which is the best line, which is the best fit out of it, which I can draw in that? So I'm going to tell you today how you can draw that best fit and what procedure we use for that. So it is basically that process is basically curve fitting, and in which we draw or we drive new parameters using these mathematical models, which I have done in Excel. If time will be there, I will also show how you can do those things in Excel. So as I told you, suppose there is these set of observations are there. These are the x values, and you are taking this y. Suppose you have performed some experiment. This is a predictor. You say x as a predictor, and this is an independent variable. And what response you are getting, that is as a 1. Right? So now you are having this scatter of data. Now I will tell you anyone that you just draw the line, straight line through this. So how it will be possible to draw the straight line? The straight line can be like this. There can be lot of straight lines in this. So this is a mathematical model, linear curve fitting model, through which we can find out which is my best fit line which I can draw for this theta. So for this, what we say, we try to fit this data using Excel. So you can see I have predicted this line. I have not predicted, just I have fitted this using this mathematical model, least square fitting model, and I have found this is the best line which I can say that I can plot out of this data. But you can say here, is there any point which is on the line? No, there is only this one point which you can say that is near about the line. But all the other points, one is upside, one is downside, again up, down, up, down. So this is a variation of this data. So there is only a single point which you can say online, but that doesn't mean, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपका डेटा गलत है या आपका डेटा खराब है, आपने ठीक से नहीं लिया है. That doesn't mean. Actually, what happens ideally क्या होता है कि हम क्या assume करते हैं कि सारी situations ideal हो. But when you are doing experimental analysis, आप कोई भी experiment perform कर रहे हो, that is in the real world. कभी भी आप लैब में कोई भी एक्सपेरिमेंट करते हो तो हमेशा ऐसा नहीं होता है कि सारे डेटा पॉइंट्स आपके एक प्रॉपर लाइन पे ही आएंगे. दैट नॉट ऑलवेज हैपेंस. तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि हमारा एक्सपेरिमेंट गलत है, बट व्हाट शुड बी देयर कि ये जो लाइन है, इस लाइन के आसपास मैक्सिमम डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पॉइंट्स का होना चाहिए. देन ओनली यू कैन से कि मेरा डेटा ठीक है. तो जो हम लीनियर कर्व फिटिंग करते हैं, लीस्ट स्क्वायर फिटिंग करते हैं, उससे हम क्या करते हैं, इससे बेस्ट फिट ड्रॉ करते हैं. एंड देन व्हाट वी डू, हमने अभी डिस्कस किया था, वी आर हैविंग अ सेट ऑफ y वैल्यूज according to x. Now what has happened, we have drawn a line here. Now you can see, if I will say there must be some coordinates according to x. So for every x there will be y. You can see, if I will see this x, then according to this x my y was here, but जो मैंने लाइन फिट की है, मुझे एक नया कोऑर्डिनेट मिला है जो इस लाइन पे है. So my earlier coordinate was y. Now my new coordinate is y prime. Then what you will say कि जो इस डेटा में जो एरर है उसको हम बोलते हैं रेजिडुअल एरर E. We found through this subtraction. Basically, we subtract our observed value and the predicted value. This we just say that is a predicted value. Okay, so that is a residual error, and through this method we try to minimize these errors. तो उन errors को हम minimize करने के लिए क्या करते हैं, and how do we find these coefficients B0, B1? I am going to tell you. So first, what we do, we are having this data, हमने ये data लिया. Then what we do, we just plot this data in Excel, and I try to fit my best line to this data. मैंने अपनी best line draw कर ली. Then I am having my new coordinates. मुझे अपने नए coordinates मिल गए y. Okay. So what we do then, we perform some analysis here. हम अपना एक set of coordinates बनाते हैं, दो tables बनाते हैं, xi, yi prime, जो मुझे नया data मिला है. Then through these formulas, we try to solve these equations. Then I have this equation S. What is this equation S? You can clear cut see that is basically the error square. This is an error square. As I already told you, y minus y prime is just the error between the observed data and the predicted data. So in this S, you have just squared your error, and to minimize this error, what my purpose is? मेरा पर्पस ये है कि मैं इस एरर को मिनिमाइज करूं. तो इस एरर को मिनिमाइज करने के लिए व्हाट वी डू, जस्ट एज यू हैव लर्न द डिफरेंशिएशन, जैसे आपने सीखा होगा, टू मैक्सिमाइज और मिनिमाइज समथिंग, व्हाट वी डू, we just take the derivative of del s by del v naught and del s by del v naught. So through these two equations, we get this set of equations, and we try to solve these equations. I am having this data, summation of my x coordinates, summation of my y coordinates, and I make some tabular forms, and I create these tables also. Now using these equations, what I get from here, my coefficients B0 and B1. And B0 and B1 are nothing but the slope and intercepts of your equations. You can see from here, from every equation, if it is passing through origin, there will be no intercept, there will be only slope, then this B0 will be 0. But if that line is not passing through origin, then the intercept will be there and the slope will also be there. Okay, so through these methods you try to minimize these errors, and you can find out the slope and intercept of that equation to the best fitting. So what you have got from these things, that you can take a best fit of your data, and through that you can try to calculate slope and intercept of your data which you have taken. So, suppose I have taken the example of a global warming, a real life example in some country. As you very well know, what is the reason of the global warming? Global warming का reason क्या है? That is a rise of carbon dioxide in air. So, some data was taken in some country, and it was found that the global warming, the reason of global warming are cars, because they are producing carbon dioxide, and in every year these number of cars which are producing global warming are increasing. You can see in this data. In 1940, these number of cars were there who are producing global warming, and you can see this trend that in every year the figure is increasing, not decreasing. So suppose anybody has told me that you have to analyze this, कि आपको ये देखना है, और अगर ये लीनियर डेटा होता है तो आपको इसकी कर्व फिटिंग करनी है, एंड कर्व फिटिंग से क्या होता है, आप फ्यूचर ईयर्स में भी प्रेडिक्ट कर सकते हो. सपोज आपको कोई कहे कि हाँ मुझे फ्यूचर ईयर में प्रेडिक्ट करके बताना है व्हाट मे बी द फिगर, so I can predict using this data. So first of all, what I have to do, the linear curve fitting. अगर मुझे लीनियर कर्व फिटिंग करनी है, सबसे पहले मुझे ये देखना है क्या इस डेटा का लीनियर ट्रेंड है, और लीनियर ट्रेंड भी एक पर्टिकुलर वे में है, बहुत ज्यादा इंक्रीज तो नहीं है उसमें. So first I will make another table which we call a finite difference method. As I told you in the earlier slides that there is one of the methods for the analysis. So through this method, we just take the subtraction of two consecutive readings, and we just try to see whether the data is linear or curvilinear. So if the finite difference is nearly constant, ये जो difference है वो as a constant parameter की तरह ही आ रहा है, then you can say yes, my trend of data is linear, that is not curvilinear. I can apply my approach of linear curve fitting. So I have done this in Microsoft Excel. So what I have done here, I have plotted my x-axis data, the years on the x-axis, and I have plotted the cars, number of cars which are responsible for the global warming on the y-axis. So you can see here again I got this type of data, this scattered data I have got. But I want to have a perfect fit of that. So perfect fit of that is done by just software. What line is perfect for that? So when you are going to enter your data, there are some commands you can easily do in Excel. आप इसको Excel में बहुत आसानी से कर सकते हो, and what you will get a perfect line of that. And the procedures I already explained to you, what you can find out the minimum square error of that. So what equation we get here, जो हमारा जो predicted values आएंगी, these will be this one, where the error will be there. So when you are going to subtract this predicted error and this the equation line, then you are going to have the random error. अब जो ये random error होता है, there is some nature of that error. Both
Neeti, just 2 minutes.
Yes.
I think actually somebody is trying to present in between. Please don't do that. That is interrupting the screen sharing by the speaker to all the participants.
I'm not doing.
Please be. No, you are not doing. Somebody else is doing. So, some participant has written that your slide is not visible. So I request the participant, you can pin the, the speaker's screen onto your mobile so that no other screen comes up.
Thank you, Divya.
Okay.
So I told you the methods, how you
Neeti,
can.
they are saying your slides are not visible.
Okay, I'm presenting it again.
Yes.
Divya, some other is presenting here. Nazia Akhtar is presenting.
I request Nazia Akhtar not to present, please. Otherwise, I'll
नाजिया
probably
आप
have
अपना
to.
स्विच ऑफ कीजिए इसको। नाजिया अख्तर, आप अपना ऑडियो और वीडियो दोनों स्विच ऑफ कीजिए। अब बार बार रिपीटेडली हो रहा है ये।
Yes, it has happened since a long time, ma'am. I'm also seeing
फोर्थ
this.
टाइम it is being done.
So is my screen visible now?
Yes, please, I request the participants not to interrupt the speaker. It disturbs the momentum of the speaker also. Thank you.
Divya. So as you have seen here in this slide, that some points are above that curve and some points are below that curve. So if you are going to calculate error using this formula only, then these will give you positive and negative errors. So basically, when you plot this data, the positive error or negative error can be there. But when you are going to take the mean will be 0 and the standard deviation will be 1. So your error distribution is like a normal distribution, which is another type of curves is here. So this was one of the fitting which is used for the linear data, linear trend data, which you can find out using finite difference method. There are a lot of fittings are there which you can use for non-linear curve fitting. So I think I can't cover all those things. So you can apply those fittings in Microsoft Excel. You can try today, or then you can ask me tomorrow that how we can do that. Now, what we can conclude from today's this linear curve fitting data, then you can find the slope of your curve using this. You can find out the intercept of the data. You can find out the error between the observed value and the fitted value. And all these methods of fitting these line gives you basically the मेजर ऑफ अनसर्टेनिटी, हाउ मच अनसर्टेनिटी आपके डेटा में, कितनी सर्टेनिटी नहीं है, मतलब कितना ठीक नहीं है आपका डेटा. थ्रू दीज पैरामीटर्स यू कैन टेल हाउ योर डेटा, हाउ मच योर डेटा इज करेक्ट. यू कैन से लाइक दिस. That's all from your side. Thank you for so much of patience. I hope my talk will be useful to you, all of you. Now I hand over the virtual dice to Richa.
So thank you so much Dr. नीति for such a wonderful session. आपने बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से बताया डेटा एनालिसिस किस तरह से एक्सेल का यूज करके हम अपने डेटा पॉइंट्स जो हैं प्लॉट कर सकते हैं, और उससे वी कैन प्रेडिक्ट हम जो आजकल जो ग्लोबल वार्मिंग है वो तो चल ही रही है, कब से प्रॉब्लम चल रही है, बट फ्यूचर में उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट होगा. सो मैम ने एक एग्जाम्पल दिया, तो उस एक एग्जाम्पल से हमने समझा कि फ्यूचर में इन फ्यूचर क्या वैल्यू हो सकती है फ्रॉम द एनालिसिस, फ्रॉम द डेटा प्लॉटिंग. उसका ये इंपॉर्टेंस होता है वी गेट टू नो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ अ ग्राफ कम्स, सो उससे फ्यूचर प्रेडिक्शन भी कर सकते हैं. फ्यूचर में अगर ये पैरामीटर ऐसा होगा तो दूसरे पैरामीटर की वैल्यू क्या होगी. सो दैट वाज वेरी वंडरफुली यू हैव एक्सप्लेन. थैंक यू सो मच. बहुत ही अच्छे से विद एग्जांपल्स आपने छोटे छोटे एग्जांपल्स के साथ एक्सप्लेन किया ताकि स्टूडेंट्स भी समझ पाए. और हम देख सकते हैं कि चैट बॉक्स में एवरीबडी इज राइटिंग थैंक यू फॉर द कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स फॉर नीति मैम. अगर किसी का कोई डाउट है तो बेटा आप पूछ सकते हो.
Yes, you can ask if anybody.
If any of the participants has any doubt. One question, Dr. Neeti, is there for you.
Yes.
One participant is asking, please explain residual error again.
Yes, residual error, as I told you, that you are having your data in your hand after taking your observations. But when you are doing the fitting, as I showed you, then you are getting a line. So for particular X, hello?
You're audible, Dr. Neeti, you're audible.
So for
You're audible.
particular X, now you are having two Y values. The one that was earlier, एक value तो आपने observations ली थी तब थी, but एक आपने जब line draw की है, then you are also having the value of Y. So the difference between that value, that Y difference, you can say that is a residual error. And through this method, we try to minimize that error. Minimization of error just means that you are taking the line, आप वो वाली line ले रहे हो जिसके लिए error minimum है. As I already told you कि आपका data इतना scattered है, आपको यही नहीं पता कि मुझे straight line कौन सी draw करनी है. तो मिनिमाइजेशन ऑफ एरर इज टेलिंग यू कि आपकी लाइन कौन सी होगी उस डेटा में.
Thank you so much, Dr. Neeti. Okay, एक और क्वेश्चन है from Asad Chaudhary. What if we have a specific objective and start researching, but after a year we fail to reach our goals, but find some useful information irrelative to our objective? What should we do in such a case?
As I told you, in research nothing is wasted. आप जब मेहनत करते हो then you find actually what happens. I told you ना कि आपको कुछ टाइम बाद ऐसा भी फील हो सकता है कि मुझे कुछ नया नहीं मिल रहा है, बट आपके जो एक्सपीरियंसेस हैं that are really helpful if you try to do your research in another topic. So that is going to helpful in future. So don't get disappointed. And what I told you, if you don't hide things during research, सबसे important बात है कि अगर आप अपनी चीजें नहीं छुपाते हो research करते टाइम, then only you can learn really. I just want to tell this one thing again and again, because कई बार ऐसा होता है we get selfish कि हाँ मुझे ये चीजें मिली हैं, but we don't know whether these are fine or not. So that will come to the point only when you discuss those things.
एक और क्वेश्चन है, in curve fitting method can we plot other than straight line?
Yes, we can plot non-linear curves also, as I told you. That I can't cover all those fittings in one presentation. You can do any type of curve fitting in your Microsoft Excel. For those, there are some methods. You first convert those equations into linear one, and then you try to fit that data. Then again you try your equations, try to convert your equations in non-linear formats. So if you try to that in Excel, I think you can learn something.
Anybody wants to ask anything from ma'am?
Everyone is free to ask. If you want to ask in Hindi by unmuting yourself, you can ask.
So your compliments are pouring in, Neeti ma'am, in the chat box.
Thank you.
So, okay, if we do not, that was really a nice session. Thank you so much, Dr. Neeti.
I think Garima ma'am wants to.
Yes, ma'am.
जी आपने बहुत अच्छे से समझाया और क्वेश्चंस को बड़े अच्छे से उनको एड्रेस किया.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I would also like to thank you on behalf of the students.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I am also from physics, and the students who are asking the questions were also from physics.
Okay, ma'am. That is great.
MSc Physics.
Okay.
Okay,
And students, I want to say one more thing, that we are so lucky that we have so much of resources in our hand today. In old times, when our guides were there, they used to tell me we did not have this Google kind of thing, and they had to go to library only to find something new. But now today, in today's era, you are having your observations operators in your lab itself. Otherwise, yes ma'am, yes ma'am.
आप प्लीज पूरा दीजिए.
मैम हो गया, मैम करिए.
मैं कह रही थी हमारे जो इसमें वर्कशॉप में सभी स्ट्रीम्स से लोग हैं, not only from the physical sciences, from all the sciences and all the humanities also.
Yes ma'am.
There are some participants because they all need somewhere these data collection, and they also use the data collection interpretation of data. So that is why please try to explain that way also.
Okay ma'am.
If possible.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Garima ma'am, for your feedback. We'll definitely keep that thing in mind. So आज पार्टिसिपेंट्स ने क्वेश्चंस पूछे, इंटरैक्ट किया, तो अब कल पहला दिन था तो शायद थोड़ी वो हिचकिचाहट थी. वी कैन सी दैट द सेकेंड डे तो थोड़ा सा वो हिचकिचाहट कम हुई है. वी कैन सी यू इंटरैक्टिंग मोर, वी कैन सी यू ओपनिंग अप मोर. तो कल से ज्यादा थोड़ा आज लग रहा है कि हाँ आप वो इंटरैक्टिव मोड में आ चुके हैं. आई होप बाय फोर्थ डे जो लास्ट डे होगा, हम सच में सब ओपन होके आप आराम से हर कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ सकेगा. सो डोंट बी शाय. इसमें डरने की कोई बात नहीं है, हम आपको देख नहीं सकते हैं, वी आर नॉट हियर टू जज यू, कोई भी आपको यहाँ जज करने के लिए नहीं है। आपको इंग्लिश में पूछना है, हिंदी में पूछना है, जिस लैंग्वेज में आप कंफर्टेबल हो, हम आपके कंफर्ट जोन के हिसाब से ही आप ही के लिए बैठे हैं यहाँ पे। तो जैसा आपको लगता है आप प्लीज क्वेश्चन पूछो, तो डोंट फील शाय। ये मत सोचो कि ये बहुत छोटा सा क्वेश्चन है या किसी कोई कॉम्प्लिकेटेड क्वेश्चन बड़ा अच्छा क्वेश्चन है, मेरा तो क्वेश्चन है ना, आपको तो नहीं समझ आया ना, सो जस्ट फोकस ऑन योरसेल्फ। अगर आपको वो चीज समझ नहीं आई है तो आपको अपने लिए समझना है ना, सामने वाले से क्या लेना देना। आपको समझ नहीं आया, आस्क मैम क्वेश्चन, अगर नहीं है बाद में भी पूछ सकते हो, ऐसा नहीं है, बट अच्छा ये रहता है वंस द सेशन इज ओवर प्लीज आस्क योर क्वेश्चंस रिलेटेड टू दैट सेशन, ताकि वो आपके क्वेश्चंस भी लिंगर ऑन होते रहेंगे, फिर नहीं समझ में आएगा। एक बार अभी छूट गया तो ये टॉपिक से क्वेश्चंस फिर आपके हमेशा माइंड में रहेंगे, आपको हमेशा कंफ्यूजन रहेगी। तो अभी पूछोगे तो अच्छा है आपके लिए, ठीक है। तो धीरे धीरे लग रहा है ओपन हो रहे हैं और ओपन होंगे। हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा कि आप आए, आप क्वेश्चंस पूछ रहे हो, इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हो, ऐसे ही आप आगे इंटरेक्ट करोगे, हमें और अच्छा लगेगा, हमें भी और मोटिवेशन मिलेगा। जैसे गरिमा मैम ने सजेस्ट किया है, हम उस सजेशन को विल कीप इन माइंड, उसको हम आगे इनकॉर्पोरेट डेफिनेटली करेंगे। थैंक यू सो मच मैम। Again, once again, Dr. Neeti, thanks a lot. Now, let us move on to our next speaker. Let me introduce you with our next speaker, Dr. Divya Mohanty. She completed her graduation and post-graduation in botany from University of Delhi, after which she joined the same department to pursue PhD on genetic manipulation via male germline in pigeon pea and evaluating the potential of baby boom gene in including androgenesis, and received her PhD degree in 2016. Since then, she has been working as an assistant professor in the botany department of Shivaji College, University of Delhi. She has publications and presentations at both international and national platforms. Her areas of interest include plant reproductive biology, plant molecular biology, plant biotechnology, tissue culture, and plant systematics. I would request Dr. Divya Mohanty to
Thank you so
take the
much,
proceedings
Richa.
from here.
A very good afternoon, rather good evening to all of you. Just 2 minutes left. So yes, thank you Garima ma'am for your suggestion. I am trying to give a broader angle also, because I accept that people are coming from variety of fields. So physical portion ma'am has involved, but I'll just give one example at the last, which I'm sure at this stage the entire world is very curious about. So I will like to give a broader angle. So I'll just start sharing my screen.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, Dr. Diva.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Dr. Divya, it's visible.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so good evening to all of you. I continue with this data interpretation and result analysis field itself. Just some recapitulation, which already Dr. Neeti has, taken over, but I also need to build it up, and we'll revise whatever, some basic things what she said. So, in research, everything is data, because at the end, that is the thing you have with you. What is the data? As ma'am said, it's a collection of facts, numbers, letters, symbols, anything which can describe an object, idea, condition, situation, or some other factors. Now that can be quantitative as well as qualitative. Just 1 second, somebody is trying to enter. So I think I'll have to again and again switch on and off. Okay.
So participants, a small request from our side. So please, आप एक ऐसी जगह पे बैठिए जहाँ पे आपका थोड़ा इंटरनेट कनेक्शन स्टेबल हो, बिकॉज वंस मैम स्टार्ट्स शेयरिंग द स्क्रीन शी विल नॉट बी एबल टू अलाउ एनीबडी टू एंटर. तो एक बार अगर आप एंटर हो गए तो प्लीज आप मेक श्योर कीजिए आप एक ऐसी जगह पे हैं जहाँ इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी है, द इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी इज गुड, सो दैट द प्रेजेंटेशन इज नॉट हैम्पर्ड. So it's a request, small request from our side, that ma'am will not be able to allow anybody to enter once she starts sharing her screen. So a small request from our side. Dr. Divya, I think you can continue.
Yes, thank you. So data can both be quantitative as well as qualitative. कि वो क्या
Dr.
बता रहा है?
Divya, I guess your screen is not visible.
Just one second. Okay. Now it's visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So data can both be quantitative as well as qualitative. In the terms कि वो एक quantity बता रहा है, किसी को quantitate कर रहा है, so that is probably a numeric value. And qualitative की कोई particular quality बता रहा है, और उसके basis में भी आप उनको distinct कर सकते हैं. Now, what is the source of data? This is very important. As a PhD researcher, or even let's say researching at the MSc post-graduation level, you are basically a primary source of data collection. Okay, so what is the primary source? That means you're actually doing it or collecting the data yourself. That's a first-hand information, and that can be in the form of interviews, या कुछ भी observe कर रहे हो naturally in nature, or you form a set of questionnaire, like we are going to analyze your feedbacks or the questions which you're going to reply at the end of each session. So all that is a primary source of data. And what is a secondary source? Secondary source means it is collected by someone else but analyzed upon by maybe a different person. Now, वो कौन सा data हो, and that can be published as well as unpublished. It's not necessary, like it's even if it's an unpublished work and you meet an expert and you take it from that person, that also becomes a secondary source of data in some manner. And otherwise you have census reports, so all statistical analysis which is coming up, like for the case of coronavirus, all the cases which are rising or decreasing, probably I just came across there can be a third wave also coming. The scare has begun in Kerala. Today only I came across that thing. So that is all a secondary source of data. And you have special websites or places where that is available as such. So data, just a sec. So data collection can have a various tools that can be questionnaires, interviews, some measures which you yourself take, just like a leaf size, or let's say you are taking reading of height of the organisms or anything. Then some you are using some standardized tools, like using your Excel software, or you have many software for statistical analysis. I'm not entering the statistical analysis because that will cover only the science or mathematical portions. This has to be a generalized sort of thing, but statistics आप Excel से भी कर सकते हैं. Sigma plot software है, SPSS software है, R software है. ये स्टैंडर्ड सॉफ्टवेयर्स होते हैं जो यूज़ किए जाते हैं एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिकल एनालिसिस. और आपकी स्कूल के लेवल में भी आपको नॉर्मली अरिथमेटिक मीन, मीडियन, मोड, ये सब तो बताया ही जाता है. एंड देन यू हैव रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस, वेरिएंस एनालिसिस, यू हैव टी टेस्ट, मेनी डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ टेस्ट जो आप रिसर्च में you can use, employ them. So, and depending on the methods or techniques, as I just mentioned, data can be both primary as well as secondary. So first, आप जो भी data collect कर रहे हैं, you need to classify, because अगर कोई structure नहीं है आपके raw data का, then you cannot lead anywhere. So unorganized data cannot fit for any analysis or interpretation. First step is आपका data simple होना चाहिए and easily understandable होना चाहिए. So the first task is to condense and simplify them in such a way that irrelevant data is removed and significant features only stand out prominently. और ये हम कैसे करते हैं? We do it with the help of classification and tabulation. So the process of grouping large number of individual facts and observations on basis of some similarity among the items, this is known as classifications. So it was told by Professor J.R. Hicks that classified and arranged facts speak themselves. Unarranged, unorganized, they are dead as mutton. So first thing is classifying, second is how you are presenting that classified data, in what manner you want to present. आप एक textual representation दे सकते हैं, you can use tables to present them, or you can use graphical representations also, as Neeti ma'am also told today. So systematic and logical arrangement of data in form of rows and columns with respect to characteristics, a particular characteristics of the data. This is known as tabulation. और एक अच्छा टेबल वो होगा ऑर्डरली अरेंजमेंट में हो और सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी हो. बहुत ज़्यादा you don't have to fill it up, बट आपको इसमें रोज और कॉलम्स की हेडिंग बहुत केयरफुली डिसाइड करने पड़ते हैं कि आपको किस हिसाब से इसको प्रेजेंट करना होगा. सो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स व्हाट इज ऑफ tabulation is to simplify any complex data, to bring out essential features of the data, to facilitate comparison कि आप compare कर सके. देखते हैं कि you can say ना this, जैसे suppose किसी में if you जैसे अगर आपका अभी कोरोना वायरस का डेटा हो अकॉर्डिंग टू डिफरेंट स्टेट्स, everywhere it is the live records जो अभी presently है, उसके बाद how much of mortality is happening, and these are the crucial parameters or essential features of that data, right? And then you compare what is the trend कि आपके किस किस स्टेट में किस हिसाब से वो जा रहा है. Then you facilitate you can facilitate statistical analysis. Research में अगर कोई data statistically significant नहीं है, reproducible नहीं है, उसका value नहीं होता है. So statistics you have to apply to any sort of data. And then definitely saving space rather than textual description. You have tables, and it also reduces the chances of errors, and it is visually also appealing compared to your text, normal text. So you can have your row your different rows which are different classifiers or characters. You can have different columns and different headings. That is a usual mode. Tables I'm sure आप सब ही use करते हैं किसी, even your assignments, any sort of assignment you make a table. Even if you're from history, you see कि अलग अलग ईयर में क्या historical advancements हुए हैं. So the types of tables are based on two themes. One is the purpose, one is the content. Purpose by that means it is a reference table कि वो कोई आपका reference के हिसाब से use करना चाहता है, और it is a textual table कि आप किसी text को देख के खुद उसको बना रहे हैं. And based on the content, it can be a simple table or complex table. So your reference, primary or general purpose table, as they are known as, they look something like this. जिसमें आप absolute and actual figures, round numbers या percentages में देते हैं. Similarly, you have your text or special purpose or derivative tables, जो किसी एक पर्टिकुलर टेक्स्ट को देख के आप बनाते हैं. जैसे आप कुछ रिव्यू करना चाह रहे हैं, अलग अलग जगह से देख के लिखते हैं. दैट इज ऑल्सो you have some specific, let's say एक पर्टिकुलर रिसर्च पेपर में, रिसर्च आर्टिकल में वो लोग बहुत पैरामीटर्स देख रहे हैं, लेकिन आप एक ही पैरामीटर्स को अलग अलग स्टेट में स्टडी करना चाह रहे हैं. पैरामीटर क्या होगा? एक ही कोई कैरेक्टर को आप स्टडी करना चाह रहे हो, तो आप अपना एक और स्पेशल पर्पस का डेरिवेटिव टेबल क्रिएट करते हो. Similarly, based on content, if you see, these are simple tables जो बस एक ही कैरेक्टर को डील कर रहा है. They are your double tables which is dealing with two characters. यहाँ बस gender और number of students है, let's say for one particular class, or let's say this conference, how many boys or girls this conference is having. But if I add another parameter to it, let's say I add the name of the college, then it becomes a third parameter also. So data, now this is data relating to two characteristics where you have genders and you have the whether they are vegetarians or non-vegetarians, like what is the food habit, and accordingly you have number. So triple or treble table, it is also known as. It relates to three characteristics, and similarly multiple tables you can have. So same एक text में अगर कोई data लिखा जाए सेंटेंसेस में, अगर मैं भी इस पूरी स्लाइड में जिस लाइन टू लाइन लिखूं, मे भी आगे एक दो स्लाइड में आए ऐसा, तो आपको शायद इतना इंटरेस्ट ना करे. बट कुछ tabulated हो या कुछ picture से, you know, if it is there, that representation is very well accepted and easy to grasp by human mind also. So what are the limitations of a table? It lacks description, represents only figures and not attributes, ignores qualitative aspects of the facts, it's incapable of presenting individual items, it's an aggregate data, and needs special knowledge, cannot easily be used by a layman. You have many more types of tables also, like frequency distribution tables, जिसमें आपने आपने इनिशियल अपने मैथ्स में जब स्कूल डेज में पढ़ा होगा, आपकी फ्रीक्वेंसी क्लासेस होती हैं, यू नो, एक क्लास इंटरवल होता है. So all those parameters you can add according to what sort of data you want to create, और आप उसको किस हिसाब से एनालाइज करना चाहते हो. एक वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग आपकी डेटा इंटरप्रिटेशन और एनालिसिस में है कि आपका क्वेश्चन सही से फॉर्म हो कि आपको एग्जैक्टली क्या करना है. यस, आप शुरू में जरूर फॉर्म करोगे, हो सकता है आप फ्यूचर में उस आंसर तक ना पहुंचो एज समबडी हैड जस्ट आस्क्ड अ क्वेश्चन, बट कहीं और तक जरूर पहुंचोगे. देयर इज नथिंग नोन एज अ नेगेटिव रिजल्ट इन साइंस or even in any research. Any data, be it positive or negative, is a data. A negative data tells another person not to go in that way. That this is wrong. You don't have to go into that way. So there is nothing wrong in research. It is actually how you represent your research, that is what, you know, matters. So statistics बहुत important role play करते हैं इस चीज में. Now the next representation is your diagrammatic representation. They are very attractive. ऊपर से एक व्यू दे देते हैं कि हमारा डेटा में क्या क्या components है. You can, anybody can easily understand them. You can compare some characteristics. They are long lasting as impressions in the memory, human memory. And you know, theorems and results you can visualize using graphs. That is very good to see. But limitations hai, they're visual aids, so they are not alternatives for numerical data. That means this is another way of representing, but it doesn't cover up. सबसे पहले तो टेबल बनाना मस्ट है. अगर आप कोई लिटरेचर सर्वे भी करो, लिटरेचर रिव्यू भी करो, you create some sort of table for yourself according to the topic of your literature survey. So though theories and results could be visualized by diagrams and graphs, mathematical rigor cannot be brought in. You cannot do calculations and show them. They are not very accurate as tabular data. They don't, you know, quantitatively differentiate. एक just visually आपको difference दे सकते हैं, but that can also mislead at times. But it is definitely used for its benefits. You know, it's a visual appeal. You can present in the form of your graphs or diagrams. Graphs can be histogram, frequency curve, frequency polygon ogives, and line graphs, or diagrams can be bar diagram, pie diagram, and even bar diagram has a lot of variation. Now the major difference between your histogram and your bar diagram has equal spaces in between, which histogram doesn't have. That is a major difference. And pie diagram is a, you know, circular representation, that if you convert that particular, you know, frequency of the data into 360 degrees, what is the major proportion that will be occupied by what parameter? जैसे आपका ये particular character है food, let's say this is your monthly expenditure of a family. इसमें बहुत सारे characters हैं, food, clothing, house rent, education, fuel and others. And these are the expenditure. कि किस में food में it has the, you know, most expenditure you can see. But कितने proportion में अगर आप उसको एक diagram में represent करना चाहो, so you use a pie diagram for that. And pie diagram में आपको क्या करना होता है? You know, the formula for it is that frequency is divided by total frequency into 360 degrees. So this is the angle it should have. It should measure when you are making the pie diagram. Of course, you know, Excel has made everything very easy, as Neeti ma'am also said. पहले इतनी, you know, availability for resources भी नहीं होती थी. कोविड में एक और एडवांसमेंट जरूर हुआ है, that आपका ये जो ऑनलाइन टीचिंग has boomed at every level. Even schools have it now. preschool also is done in that manner. So everybody is into that mode. So आप कहीं पे भी हो, you adjust at the switch of a button, you can get access to data and information and help also at many places. So of course Excel बहुत जल्दी, Excel में आप बस टेबल बनाओ, सिलेक्ट करो, एंड आप पाई डायग्राम के लिए अगर आप सिलेक्ट करोगे, it is made. But how it is made? It is made by a statistical formula using it. So this total frequency refers to the total if you add these expenditures. So that n value sample size comes out to be 3000 here. Just a sec. So then you have bar diagrams which have spaces between consecutive bars, and their bars are of equal width, but it is one dimensional because there are only one axis x and one axis which is y. So y is independent axis and your x carries the dependent variable. Then you have simple there are many sorts of bar diagrams which I'm just showing as a recapitulation thing. We're not going into details of that right now, but this is a simple bar diagram. Jisme the number of ways which are taken by children to reach to the school is being shown. So you can see walking is the best here. So this is what your data should do. देखते ही वो बता पाए कुछ. Similarly, you have subdivided component or stacked or proportional bar diagrams जिसमें आपका एक added parameter add होता है. जैसे आप नर्सिंग स्टूडेंट हर अलग अलग कोर्स का बता रहे हो, स्ट्रेंथ कितना है टोटल बता सकते हो, बट यू कैन ऑल्सो टेल इन दैट पर्टिकुलर यू कैन कंपेयर ये अलग अलग स्ट्रीम्स में है तो कैसे है, और हर एक स्ट्रीम में रेशियो ऑफ गर्ल और बॉयज क्या है, दैट ऑल्सो यू कैन डू. Similarly, you have percentage bar diagram. So what is the maximum percentage which is taken up by, let's say they are comparing data, some data from poor community and rich community, in which percent of energy obtained through fats, proteins and carbohydrates they are comparing. So that can also be done. Then you have multiple or compound bar diagrams as well, in which two different tests have been done. Now ये बस दिखाता है, and this is totally up to the researcher who is doing in what manner you want to represent your data or present it to the world to see, because anything which sells should be visibly very attractive. That is definitely the first point. Then you have deviation bar diagrams also. Let's say if you want to see the sales and profits of a company over some different years, you may have positive sometimes, you may have negative sometimes. So you have a baseline, and that histogram in a way manner can go in both directions. Okay, so that also is there. So this was what ma'am had already told also, and now I go to another field of analysis. So this data interpretation is collecting the data and trying to interpret it in some manner, right? And whatever result you're getting, you do some analysis on that. So one sort of analysis क्या होता है, biostatistics होता है definitely, or any statistical analysis आप करना चाहो वो कर सकते हो. Now there is another field of analysis which is an old field in statistics, but for life sciences it is being taken up. And not only life sciences, they are very different field of education, it is being taken up. Now this is meta analysis. आप कभी भी कोई कोर्स ज्वाइन करो, कोई स्पेशल पेपर लो, यूजुअली आपके सुपरवाइजर आपको रिव्यू बनाने के लिए कहते हैं किसी टॉपिक में, जो इस टॉपिक में आप रिसर्च करना चाहोगे आगे. So reviews or literature surveys, as they are known as, they can be narrative, systematic or meta-analyzed. जो आपका असाइनमेंट भी, लेट्स से आपको कोई असाइनमेंट दिया जाए या कोई प्रोजेक्ट वर्क दिया जाए, एंड आप उसके बारे में बहुत सारा इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट करते हो फ्रॉम वेराइटी ऑफ सोर्सेज, गूगल स्कॉलर हो या बुक्स हो, or even your teacher's notes, everything you combine, that's known as narrative review. But उसमें आप उस टाइम पे कोई पैरामीटर नहीं डिसाइड करते, यू जस्ट ट्राई टू कीप कलेक्टिंग एवरीथिंग. सेकेंड कम्स सिस्टमैटिक रिव्यू. सिस्टमैटिक रिव्यू में आप पर्टिकुलर एंगल्स उसे देना चाहते हो. जैसे टेक्सचुअल रिप्रेजेंटेशन था, उससे आप कुछ टेबल बना के कंपेयर करना चाहते हो कि हमें क्लियरली दिख रहा है कहाँ पॉजिटिव्स आ रहे हैं, कहाँ नेगेटिव्स आ रहे हैं. सो दैट वुड कम अंडर सिस्टमैटिक रिव्यू. Third is your meta analysis. That means combining the results of individual studies with statistical methods. That means these are not your results. ये ऑलरेडी लिटरेचर में है, पब्लिश्ड हो या अनपब्लिश्ड हो, राइट. मेजरली ट्रस्टवर्दी पब्लिश्ड रिसोर्सेज होते हैं, लेकिन समटाइम्स फ्रॉम एक्सपर्ट्स और साइंटिस्ट हु आर एट very great level, उनके even their opinion is also taken in the analysis. So let's say I have a question that can a 8-month-old infant extract isolated words from natural speech? So somebody, or let's say you also, just say this completely fast. एक 8 month का बच्चा जिसको अभी लैंग्वेज का इतना आइडिया नहीं है, क्या वो आपका whatever you are saying, can that baby understand anything or not? Let's say this is my question. So one study says yes. That study is of 1995. Another study says no. Now how can one question have two answers, yes or no? Then you search, you read what it is about. Let's say this particular study saying yes, इसने 24 अलग अलग सैंपल, इसका सैंपल साइज 24 है, इसने अलग अलग 24 इंडिविजुअल से ये पूछा या ऑब्जर्व किया, वट एवर और लेट्स से बिकॉज ये मेटा एनालिसिस है, पेपर ने डेफिनेटली पूछा होगा या ऑब्जर्व किया होगा, या फिर खुद ही even the parent, you can go and ask to the parent. One thing is, this was from one nation, this paper was published from a nation which spoke American English. और ये जो पेपर नो बोल रहा है वो डच लैंग्वेज, country speaking Dutch language, ये वहाँ का एनालिसिस था. तो दिस इज वन पॉइंट. तो अब सेंस बन रहा है कि yes और no कैसे है, some sense. Then you can have many, further you can question yourself whether the gender of the voice, ki mother bole ya father bole, is that causing any difference? The stress pattern, because everybody speaks with different tone and giving importance to different at different places, using punctuation properly or not punctuation properly. So you can have a lot of variety of bifurcations of your first question. So what is meta-analysis? It is a statistical technique for amalgamating, summarizing and reviewing previous quantitative research. Mix करके summarize कर रहा है और रिव्यू कर रहा है जो रिसर्च ऑलरेडी पहले से हो चुकी हो. क्वांटिटेटिव जरूर, क्योंकि उसमें आपको कोई वैल्यू, सो इवन से दिस वाज इंडिविजुअल स्टडी 1 एंड इंडिविजुअल स्टडी 2 के बेसिस में हम कर रहे थे. नाउ वी कैन ऐड मेनी मोर स्टडीज एंड सी उसमें क्या वेरिएशन आ रहा है. यहाँ पे तो सैम्पल साइज भी सेम है, हो सकता है सैम्पल साइज कहीं पे कम हो कहीं पे ज़्यादा हो, एंड अगर आपको स्टैटिस्टिक्स का थोड़ा भी आइडिया होगा तो सैम्पल साइज जितना बड़ा होगा that is always preferred for your analysis. Right, so selected parts of the reported results of primary studies are entered into a database and then this metadata. So first you create a metadata जिसमें already जो reported result है, that is your primary studies है, so this is a kind of a secondary work you are doing. So उसमें से आप सिलेक्टेड पार्ट्स कुछ लो. लेट्स से एक पर्टिकुलर इसमें लैंग्वेज वाले उसमें वो और भी बहुत सारे एनालिसिस दे रहा है, पर आप अभी एक ही क्वेश्चन को डील कर रहे हो, सो यू विल सिलेक्ट दैट डेटा आउट ऑफ दैट वन पेपर. सिमिलरली द सेम डेटा बट फ्रॉम मेनी पेपर्स, एड्रेसिंग द सेम इशू. सारे पेपर में ये इशू होना चाहिए कि वो यही डिस्कस कर रहे हो कि 8 मंथ ओल्ड बेबी वेदर वो पूरे सेंटेंस को ब्रेक करके अंडरस्टैंड कर पाता है या नहीं कर पाता है. Right, so in similar ways to working with other data descriptively and then inferentially to test certain hypotheses. So आप जब मेटा डेटा बनाते हो, उस मेटा डेटा को पहले टैबुलेटेड फॉर्म में ही बनाते हैं हम. हमारा रॉ डेटा हमेशा टैबुलेटेड होता है. टैबुलेटेड फॉर्म में बनाने के बाद उसको देखते ही हमें कुछ एक एंगल दिखता है कि या तो सब ज्यादातर यस की तरफ जा रहे हैं या तो ज्यादातर नो की तरफ जा रहे हैं. इसके बेसिस में हम अपनी कोई हाइपोथेसिस क्वेश्चन बना सकते हैं. सो इट कैन बी, दिस एनालिसिस कैन बी यूज्ड एज अ गाइड टू आंसर क्वेश्चंस which are making a difference to the x or parameter or your question. So it provides a systematic overview of quantitative research which has examined a particular question. Why you do it? You want to get a quantitative overview of over a research field. Let's say शुरू में अगर जैसे मॉलिक्यूलर जो लोग लाइफ साइंसेस से होंगे वो शायद थोड़ा बेटर अप्रिशिएट किए, या फिर अगर मुझे कुछ और एग्जांपल्स ट्राई करता है, आई आल्सो टेक अप दैट. बट लेट्स से आप कोरोना वायरस से रिलेटेड पहले ज़्यादातर बस यही हुआ होगा कि उसका जीनोम सीक्वेंस या वो कहाँ पे इवॉल्व हुआ, क्या हुआ, बस ऐसे ही बोला जाता होगा. बट ओइंग टू द पैंडेमिक of the entire world is facing, suddenly उस जो रिसर्च का क्वेश्चन है वो उसके इम्पैक्ट पे शिफ्ट हुआ होगा. बहुत लोगों ने उसका इम्पैक्ट ऑलरेडी दिया होगा, हो सकता है अलग अलग ऑर्गेनिजम्स में दिया हो या कहीं पे भी, बट देयर शुड बी सम इम्पैक्ट. सो अगर हम कुछ वी वांट टू समराइज एक पर्टिकुलर ये हमें कैसे अफेक्ट कर रहा है डिजीज, हमें मेटा एनालिसिस करना चाहिए एंड हमें देखना चाहिए दैट इफ यू एंटायरली सी उसके क्या क्या रिसर्च पैरामीटर्स ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल हैं और वो किस तरफ डायरेक्ट करते हैं. एंड दैट इज हाउ दे गेस कि वो स्प्रेड ट्रांसमिसिबिलिटी उसकी बहुत ज़्यादा है और एनी फीचर लाइक दैट. So meta-analysis is a new modern day, sophisticated sort of forming a review, you could say. So you estimate the size of the effect, whatever your question you're dealing with, how much effect it has, whether there is particular weighing of effect sizes, it is having some, comparison, some parameter is fluctuating, and there are some variables that will be critical in changing the data set altogether if you remove that variable. So you
Sorry.
inform design of
Divya, Dr. Divya, sorry to disturb you. There are certain students who are waiting in lobby. Just please enter them again. I know it is just a disturbing
ma'am,
one. So thank you so much.
Ma'am, I think they have entered now.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Okay. Okay. So how is done? First, very important, you decide on the topic you want to do analysis on, meta-analysis on. Then you have to create a hypothesis. So you have to decide. अगर आप बहुत सारे पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक के ऊपर बहुत सारा लिटरेचर देखोगे, उनके आपके लिटरेचर के टाइटल से ही आपको यू कैन गेट एन आइडिया किस तरफ वो डायरेक्ट हो रहा है दैट टॉपिक. सो उससे आप अपना हाइपोथेसिस बनाओ. लेकिन आपका इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट ये है दैट क्वेश्चन शुड कम एवरीवेयर इन ऑल द पेपर्स यू आर स्टडिंग. आपको उस क्वेश्चन के लिए डेटा मिलना चाहिए उन सब पेपर से. सो द मेजर वर्क, लेट्स से हाफ वर्क इज डन जब आप टॉपिक सही डिसाइड करो और हाइपोथेसिस सही डिसाइड करो. बिकॉज उसके बाद तो आपको बस एक डेटा सेट बनाना है एंड यूज अ सॉफ्टवेयर टू डू द एनालिसिस. सो दिस इज वेयर द डिफरेंस इन हाउ मच योर पेपर इज एक्सेप्टेड या किस पर्टिकुलर इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर के जर्नल में एक्सेप्ट हो रहा है, यहाँ पे वेरी करेगा. So review the literature for all studies which test that hypothesis. This is important now. आपका हाइपोथेसिस उन सब लिटरेचर्स में प्रेजेंट होना चाहिए जिसमें आप ये पढ़ रहे हो या ढूंढ रहे हो, जो भी आपने कलेक्ट किया है. So then definitely you should have some inclusion and exclusion criteria. What criteria you want to include in your survey, in your analysis or review, systematic literature review, or what you should exclude out. Then evaluate each study carefully. Yahan tak you just had to collect research papers from some database and then just see their titles, read their abstract, and abstract से देखो अगर आप जो भी hypothesis बनाने का सोच रहे हो वो उस क्वेश्चन को कहीं पे भी डील कर रहे हैं या नहीं, उसके हिसाब से you select or include those papers or exclude some papers. Now when you let's say you had 150 papers, इसमें से आप just 150 papers on coronavirus, बट कोरोना वायरस इन इंडिया में आपके 100 ही है. फिर आप उन 100 पेपर्स को टारगेट ही करोगे अगर आपका क्वेश्चन बस इंडिया से रिलेटेड है, राइट? उसके बाद आप उनको इंडिविजुअली पढ़ोगे. नाउ 50 तो टोटल डिस्कार्ड हो गए. यू हैव ओनली अ सेट ऑफ 101. रीड ईच पेपर. जो भी पैरामीटर आपने अपनी हाइपोथेसिस में रखा है उस पैरामीटर का डेटा एक्सट्रैक्ट करो, टैबुलेट इट. So you create a database which contains information necessary for the analysis. Then using that, you perform the analysis, and then whatever you get your results in the form of forest plots, and there are confidence intervals there. So according to that, you interpret what result you're getting. So it is very important that the question you are asking should be a sensible question. You should do exhaustive search on that particular topic. क्योंकि एक problem होता है that while you're selecting the papers, the biasness can be there from one particular person. Let's say you're not able to understand a language, you just remove it. But maybe somebody else जो दूसरे एक language को भी समझ पाता है वो शायद उसको appreciate करेगा. So the search has to be exhaustive. Then you should take quality studies, just not anything and everything, right? Then you assess reproducibility. अगर एक ही टॉपिक में और let's say एक ही बहुत टाइम ऐसा होता है that एक ही सब टॉपिक में भी many people are working, so there is always a rat race कि कौन पहले पब्लिश करता है, because the currency in your as far as research is concerned, it is in the form of research publications. So assessment, whatever you're assessing finally, that assessment should be reproducible. And that reproducibility you also check by incorporating different reviewers कि वो भी उसी analysis उस particular question के लिए वही at the end result पे पहुंचते हैं या नहीं पहुंचते हैं. So when is it appropriate? When the researcher has multiple studies which test the same or similar hypothesis. बस एक दो पेपर से काम नहीं चलेगा, आपका सैंपल साइज बड़ा होना चाहिए. इट शुड बी एग्जॉस्टिव रिसर्च. व्हेन रिसर्चर हैज न्यूमरस कॉन्ट्रडिक्टरी स्टडीज, दैट इज द फन. दैट अगर कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है तो किस पर्टिकुलर पैरामीटर की वजह से कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है. व्हेन यू आर ट्राइंग टू रिव्यू अ कॉम्प्लेक्स लिटरेचर, and however the studies involved need to contain sufficient information for the analysis to be meaningful and to evaluate the assumptions properly. Just a second, somebody else is also waiting. Okay. So the strength is that it imposes a discipline on the process of summing up research findings. बहुत सारे अलग अलग research papers rather quickly आप ज़्यादा better way में review कर पा रहे हो. You represent findings in a more differentiated and sophisticated manner than conventional reviews. They are capable of finding relationships across studies which are obscured in other approaches. Maybe वो particular study खुद वो बता नहीं पा रहा होगा कि किस वजह से हो रहा है, बट व्हेन एक आप समराइज करके एक एनालिसिस बनाते हो, maybe you can give a better ending to that the topic of problem at hand. It protects against over-interpreting differences across studies, and you can handle a lot of number of studies in this way. The traditional approaches of reviewing are more, time consuming and exhaustive as well. And statistically, मेटा एनालिसिस जस्ट लिटरेचर रिव्यू ही क्यों नहीं बोलते हैं हम, क्योंकि हम इसको एक स्टैटिस्टिकल एंगल दे रहे हैं. हम सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं कि अगर हम ये एक सेंटेंस बोलना चाह रहे हैं तो कितने कितने पेपर्स ऑलरेडी इस टॉपिक पे हैं जो हमारे हाइपोथेसिस को सपोर्ट करते हैं या कितने नेगेट करते हैं. सो anybody who will like to work on that particular topic, अगर एक मेटा एनालिसिस का ऑलरेडी पेपर अवेलेबल होगा, उसको अपना हाइपोथेसिस डिसाइड करना ज़्यादा इजी होगा शायद. But it definitely has weaknesses, and every method overcomes the older one. So there'll be a lot of modifications, and I come from a scientific life scientist sort of field, so I may not do justice to give you the mathematical angle. So probably a person of that field can explain better. So I'm just trying to give you an overview how that is being applied in research as a question. So you'll require a lot deal of effort. Definitely you cannot leave out many things. Agar you just owing to any particular excuse you are leaving out on something that may change the parameter of your hypothesis altogether, then mechanical aspects don't lend themselves to capturing more qualitative distinctions between studies. So how anybody is comparing apples and oranges, in what manner they are comparing, that lies on the eye of the beholder the person is seeing. Totally apples and oranges, though they're very different, but in a scientific or research, acceptable research manner, how you view it differently, that is that depends on the person explaining to you the things. So the source of bias, they're not controlled by the method. Selection bias, it poses a continual threat. The person who is doing this analysis may be biased to some particular field. Just say I'm from botany, so maybe when I'm doing an analysis, I may take up papers that deal more with plants than animals, let's say. So that would be a selection bias. So that is not good. If an analysis should be there, वो overall life organisms में होना चाहिए. I can't decide that plants पे ज़्यादा है या animals पे कम है. That can happen only when I do my research. So पहले से ही animals को हटा के plants रखना, maybe it's not justice. If I say कि corona, how is it affecting mammals or animals? Human beings or animals? So that also I have to consider a lot of things first. Okay. So heavy reliance on published studies are there because everybody doesn't get access to experts, talking to experts. So you definitely rely on what is being already published. So this bias has a file drawer effect. So something which has not been published may just go down the drawer. Okay, but it may affect the analysis altogether again. So these are still some weaknesses. But if I conclude, it's a useful methodology for making sense out of conflicting research studies. It makes findings from individual studies more applicable to clinical practice, because one thing is there, anything which is being researched upon, human being is not that unselfish कि वो बस ऐसे ही research करता है. Some or the other, how you try to incorporate it into our own lives. So major research, if you see in life science, it comes for your medical sciences, so that you can, cure man as such. So that is a challenge always. So majorly that is where everything begins. So clinical practice is a very important aspect, and evidence-based practice to involve and integrate the best available evidences from research within clinical expertise and patient values to achieve optimal patient outcomes is definitely this helps. Meta-analysis helps in that, and you get a lot of heterogeneous mixture of results you may get, but they're overall results, they're not based on one single paper. Okay, and they may be more precise, as ma'am had already told you about your accuracy and precision, so it may be more precise. So this is the general topic of the lecture, but now I will just briefly tell you in very short how you, if I'm doing a literature survey, how I get access to the literature. So, life science in silico is the field of bioinformatics. I'm sure all of you would have heard of it. So, in silico means the usage of computers in life sciences. Now, this particular field also is a amalgamation of mathematics, statistics, computers, and life sciences. So, use of informatics to understand biological organisms. That is bioinformatics. In bioinformatics, if you see, we have two sorts of resources: databases and tools. Databases, where all the information is systematically stored. Now, Google search engine is also kind of a database for you, right? And but right now, I'm specifically talking about life science. So, you also have many tools in that particular database. Tools are what? They are computer programs or softwares which can be used to interpret different sorts of data and come to various inferences. So what is a database? It is a collection of information structured in a way that information can be searched, retrieved, updated and cross referenced. ये गूगल सर्च इंजन भी आपका, उसमें भी ये सब होता है. ऐसा कलेक्शन ऑफ स्टोर हाउस है गूगल दैट आप उसको उसमें सर्च कर सकते हो, उससे निकाल सकते हो. दैट मीन्स यू कैन रिट्रीव फ्रॉम इट. आप उसको अपडेट कर सकते हो. You can keep on updating as new information is available. And cross referenced, you have many hyperlinks also, you can go to them also from there. Many places where they are supporting whatever Google is saying, that's also mentioned, so you have cross references. So it has a lot of data which may be uncertain, but they are definitely dynamic. That means they are changing. That's a mixture of data also. You can curate that data, you can change or edit that data, integrate that data and share that data. So one more important point, क्योंकि कंप्यूटर लैंग्वेजेस इसमें इन्वॉल्व होते हैं. ये ऐसा फील्ड है जो लाइफ साइंस के साथ कंप्यूटर साइंस भी आपको पढ़ना पड़ता है थोड़ा बहुत. सो इंटरकम्पैटिबल फॉर्मेट्स बनाते हैं लोग एक टूल से दूसरे टूल पे ले जाने के लिए. So major database providers that make up the International Nucleotide Sequence Database Collaboration. Okay, they are NCBI, EMBL and DDBJ. ये 3 database provider है, 3 अलग continents में है. ये USA, मैरीलैंड USA में है. ये आपका इसके बहुत 6 आपके अलग अलग centers है. But this is European Molecular Biology Laboratory and European Bioinformatics Institute. सो ये यूरोप में डील करता है, ये अमेरिका में डील करता है एंड डीएनए डेटा बैंक ऑफ जापान डील्स विद एशिया. बट एक बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है कि न्यूक्लियोटाइड क्या होता है. द जीनोम सीक्वेंस आप सबने सुना होगा, ह्यूमन जीनोम सीक्वेंस, और लेट्स से द वायरस, कोरोना वायरस जीनोम सीक्वेंस. क्यों बोला जाता है दैट वैक्सीन काम नहीं करेगा? बिकॉज वायरस में म्यूटेशन बहुत जल्दी होता है, उसके लिए आपको जीनोम सीक्वेंस जानने की बहुत ज़रूरत होती है. So the DNA you need to know, parental analysis वगैरह के लिए आपको सब, anything related to DNA deals with these 3. because आप कहीं पे भी अपना सीक्वेंस सबमिट करो 24 आवर्स के अंदर तीनों कॉन्टिनेंट में शेयर हो जाता है and it is available to anybody who wants to work upon. So this can be a source for secondary work also. And major आपका जो workflow होता है, you have many databases, you retrieve information from them, employ some particular tool, generate new information and again then update that information, because every person may get some different research topic in mind. So this is just one way, क्योंकि अभी मैंने इतना बताया आपको मेटा एनालिसिस के बारे में. तो अगर साइंस से आप कोई टॉपिक पे डील कर रहे हो, मेटा एनालिसिस करना चाहते हो, तो आप कहाँ ढूंढोगे लिटरेचर्स को? गूगल स्कॉलर डेफिनेटली you should search, but the second place I'll just give you one example due to the paucity of time. Uh, as I just said, NCBI, go to Google Chrome or any web browser you have, type NCBI. That's the National Center for Biotechnology Information. You can see now this actually is in the National Institute of Health, उनके National Library of Medicine में. That is why it's known as ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. Okay, so as I just said, medical science के वजह से ये evolve हुआ है, शुरू हुआ है this field also. So then you have this particular, let's say, PubMed, as you can see here. Now this is the literature data. There are many different types of databases in NCBI खुद भी एक database है, उसके अंदर भी बहुत सारे databases हैं और अलग अलग कैटेगरीज हैं. लेट्स से न्यूक्लियोटाइड डेटाबेस है, प्रोटीन डेटाबेस है, ये तो आप सबने जीन डेटाबेस आपने सुना होगा. दैट इज व्हाई आई एम यूजिंग दीज टर्म्स. नो मैटर फ्रॉम एनी फील्ड. अब उधर लिटरेचर डेटाबेस भी होता है. लिटरेचर डेटाबेस क्या होता है? जिसमें पूल ऑफ लिटरेचर, स्टोर हाउस ऑफ लिटरेचर. सो इफ यू सी एनसीबीआई के लिटरेचर, ये सारे अलग अलग डेटाबेसेस हैं. लिटरेचर डेटाबेस में you have bookshelf, gene reviews, journals in NCBI database, your medical subheadings database, medical general, and then your toolkit, NCBI handbook, and then you have PubMed and PubMed Central as well. So this PubMed is a database जिससे data mining बहुत किया जाता है meta analysis के लिए. So this is just a zoomed in view. So you want to search any topic, just go to PubMed. आप NCBI के थ्रू भी PubMed में जा सकते हो या डायरेक्टली PubMed लिखोगे, then also you will reach that site. Type any word you want to search upon. Let's say I have typed coronavirus, and then you get the results. So this shows 1,32,922 results are there using this word of coronavirus. एंड जैसे आपके गूगल सर्च इंजन में अलग अलग पैरामीटर्स होते हैं, यू कैन फिल्टर दोज पैरामीटर्स and keep remove something, add something, you add another word to it. COVID-2 you add SARS, you have different number of results, and you can just read their abstract, go to those papers which are freely available, which have the full text, and you have all that is enlisted here. You can filter your search on different attributes also. Let's say some associated data, some article type, like just meta-analysis, as I told you, somebody has done or not. Systematic review is there, review, all that criteria you can change. And you can also see कि आपको बस publication कोई एक साल के अंदर तक का ही चाहिए, you want to go back to 5 years, you want to go back to 10 years, you can customize that range for yourself, right? So this is PubMed. That is a literature database of NCBI that is freely available. Anybody can go. Why I have written coronavirus, and I just said that this would interest everybody, because everybody is affected by pandemic in some or the other manner. And no matter you are from science, arts, or commerce, if you're affected by something, as research words tells you, or as a scientist, you should read about it. Reading only helps you in coming to solutions, right? For that, literature survey is very important. So you can have, you can select different parameters. These are the parameters on which, on the basis of which you can filter your search again, right? So much things are easy. यही अगर आपको एक लाइब्रेरी में बोला जाता कि इस टॉपिक में बारे में ढूंढो, पहले तो आप बुक्स ढूंढो, बुक्स में खुद पढ़ के उस इंडेक्स में आओ, चैप्टर में आओ, पेज नंबर खोलो, everything. So this, just on the click of a button, the thing is happening. So I would like to end with this, that to raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard the old problems from a new angle requires creative imagination and marks real advance in science. With this, I will like to stop, and I'm open for questions if anybody has.
So, participants, you have any questions, you can ask Neeti ma'am and Divya ma'am. So, an important announcement for the participants for today's session. The questionnaire has been put in the chat box. नीति मैम ने questionnaire डाल दिया है, वो भी अटेम्प्ट करना है, और अगर किसी ने पिछले वाला नहीं किया है, सो आपको जैसे बताया था सारे ही सेशंस का जो एंड में क्वेश्चन दिया जाएगा, दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर आपने कल वाला नहीं किया है तो वो आप कर दीजिएगा, आपको शेयर कर दिया गया है. सो प्लीज फिलिंग दिस फॉर्म, दिस क्वेश्चनर इज मैंडेटरी. उससे फीडबैक भी है आपके सेशंस का और आपके सेशंस रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस भी हैं. सो प्लीज फिल इट. आज के सेशन का नीति मैम ने चैट बॉक्स में डाल दिया है क्वेश्चनर. प्लीज फिल दैट फॉर्म. और किसी को कोई डाउट है, कोई क्वेरी है, कुछ कहना चाहते हैं, आपके पास चैट बॉक्स भी है, आप अपने आप को अनम्यूट भी कर सकते हैं. Okay, there is one question from Asad Chaudhary. Since qualitative data has no numerical value, can we describe that in form of chart and histograms, and if so, how? Please explain that.
Yes, Asad. Maybe let's say what that depends. आपका data जो already है वो किस form में है. आप बोल रहे हैं qualitative है. Let's say qualitative में कोई particular color है. So आप उसमें अलग अपना एक secondary data table बना सकते हो, जिसमें let's say there are two colors. Let's say there is a family of plants, Asteraceae, sunflower family. उसमें majorly कौन से color के flowers हैं? That is, and the qualitative answer is, let's say, yellow and not yellow, or let's say white or blue or anything. So ये कोई पेपर है या कोई भी टॉपिक है जो इस तरह का आपका डेटा दे रहा है, आप उससे एक सेकेंडरी डेटा सेट बनाओ कि येलो कितने बोल रहे हैं, then the number comes up. So that you have to intelligently, you just switch the question in some manner to present it. Okay, I think there is another question. I think Asad, that answers your query. If you can just say. Okay. So the second question is that Shivkant is asking that you mentioned that, ma'am, that we have to consider a hypothesis. Maybe that hypothesis can be wrong as we move forward. Surely, Shivkant, अगर पहले से ही रिजल्ट पता होगा तो रिसर्च क्यों होगा? ठीक है, आप hypothesis बोल रहे हो, but that's not a theory. You have to lead to that step. अगर आपने एक साइंटिफिक स्टडी, जैसे आई थिंक 11th, इफ यू कम फ्रॉम अ साइंस बैकग्राउंड, क्लास में एक प्रोटोकॉल दिया जाता है. हाइपोथेसिस, just what is hypothesis? It is just indicating some direction to your work that may or may not be true. Quite a lot of times that comes out in the negative direction. वरना आपका रिसर्च का टॉपिक ही बहुत इजी होगा कि आपको पता था यही आएगा और यही आया. So that doesn't happen always. So first thing is, because until you don't publish, you can always keep on changing the question. Let's say तुमने शुरू किया एक पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन से, और तुमने जब एक मेटा डेटा बनाया, उस तुम्हें डेटा को देख के you get another question in mind, and that may be giving a better answer to the overall problem. So you can always change from one topic to another till you are not publishing it. Okay, till you're not sending it to the editors or reviewers to see. So that is done. So, and many a times it happens, but I again say that negative result is also a result. So you just have to learn how to give an angle to it. Okay, and there is another question: how to use or to read research paper, because we are not used to reading papers. Yes, that is a very, what do you say, critical thing, because अगर research करना है, paper ही पढ़ना है, you will realize post graduation में हम books नहीं देखते हैं. Books आप graduation में ही देखते हो libraries में. Post graduation में आप खाली research papers पढ़ते हो. अगर आपको novel पढ़ने की आदत है, वो भी शुरू से नहीं होती, धीरे धीरे you inculcate. You start, the PubMed जैसे बताया, अगर आप उससे किसी भी कोरोना पे ही पढ़ो, क्योंकि सभी अफेक्टेड हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको कुछ इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलेगा. Even let's say काढ़ा, the concoctions or the decoctions rather, which are used as immunity boosters, ये हर किसी ने लिया होगा. but what is the actual reason why it is being taken or not taken, you can find that on PubMed itself. So the only thing which comes to my mind is that पढ़ना पड़ेगा तभी आदत बनेगी, and there is no way out for that. Okay.
Dr. Divya, I guess somebody named Kala Sanskriti has raised hand.
Yeah.
So,
I guess
uh,
Kala, you have any?
डॉक्टर पायल, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगी? डॉक्टर पायल, डॉक्टर मंजू चौहान.
No, ma'am. Session was very informative.
And Dr.
And
Manju, is Dr. Manju is there? Dr. Manju Chauhan. मुझे लग रहा है कि मेटा एनालिसिस जो आपने बताया है डॉक्टर दिव्या,
Yes, ma'am.
काफी नया कंसेप्ट लगा. ज्यादातर लोग नहीं यूज करते हैं अभी तक उसको.
हाँ मैम, है तो मतलब रिसर्च पेपर्स में खुद भी जब देख रही थी तो 1980s के भी है काफी, लेकिन अब ये ज्यादा बूम में है कंपेयर टू पहले.
क्योंकि रिव्यू आर्टिकल स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बहुत यूजफुल होते हैं, और शुरुआत में रिव्यू आर्टिकल को पढ़ना या रिव्यू आर्टिकल लिखना ज्यादा इजियर होता है, क्योंकि उनकी लैंग्वेज भी थोड़ा सिंपल होती है.
जी.
जो प्रॉपर जो हमारे ओरिजिनल रिसर्च पेपर्स होते हैं उनको थोड़ा समझना स्टूडेंट्स के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से या न्यू रिसर्चर के लिए थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है. तो यदि स्टूडेंट्स भी कोई प्रोजेक्ट तैयार करते हैं पीजी के या यूजी के, तो मेरे ख्याल से उनको रिव्यू आर्टिकल से ही शुरुआत करनी चाहिए, और रिव्यू आर्टिकल में जो वो दिए गए होते हैं उनके लिए रेफरेंसेस, उसी से मतलब वापस उसको क्रॉस उस पर चलना चाहिए, है ना, बैकवर्ड वो चलना चाहिए, रिवर्स गियर में चलना चाहिए उनको.
जी जी.
कि सबसे पहले मुझे लगता है, और तो रिव्यू आर्टिकल कैसे तैयार होते हैं उसके लिए आपने एक बहुत इफेक्टिव वे दूसरा बताया है कि ये भी तरीका है कन्वेंशनल रिव्यू आर्टिकल्स की जगह. काफी इंटरेस्टिंग, मेरे ख्याल सब लोगों ने इनको यूजफुल भी लगा है, इंटरेस्टिंग भी लगा है.
I tried coming from a science background, बहुत टाइम से, बहुत सालों से साइंस में ही हूँ, पर पता नहीं था कि आर्ट्स और कॉमर्स में क्या वो लगा. तो आई थिंक ये सबको मतलब थोड़ा लगा होगा दैट किसी भी फील्ड में हो अपने रिसर्च टॉपिक को इस हिसाब से भी वो एनालाइज कर सकते हैं.
एक्चुअली वो सभी लोगों को ना जो मेथोडोलॉजी है रिसर्च की वो तो सब में सेम ही होती है, कि इसी तरह से पहले आपको टॉपिक का सिलेक्शन करना है, फिर उसमें डाटा कलेक्शन करना है, उसकी इम्पोर्टेंस बतानी है, वो सब चीज़ें तो कॉमन ही प्रोसेस होता है. बस वो डाटा कितना किसी में ज़्यादा होता है फिर किसी में कम होता है, डाटा कलेक्शन का मेथड डिफरेंट हो सकता है, लेकिन उसको एनालाइज फिर उसी तरह से करना होता है.
यस मैम, जैसे पहले सब ज्यादातर रिव्यू करते थे, बट अब जैसे बोला जाता है कि रिव्यू का इतना ज्यादा एक्सेप्टेबिलिटी नहीं है. आप क्या अलग कर रहे हो, यू आर जस्ट सेइंग जो ऑलरेडी सब बोल चुके हैं. तो इसीलिए प्रोबेबली मेटा एनालिसिस का इवॉल्विंग फेज है कि आप अपना एंगल दे सको उसी रिव्यू के साथ, दैट स्टैटिस्टिकली आप प्रूव कर सको कि आप जो कह रहे हो मतलब इसका एक्चुअली कोई सेंस है. So
मुझे लगता है कि जो स्टूडेंट्स, मैं कहूँगी यदि कोई रिसर्चर्स इसमें हैं तो ट्राई करके देख ले एक बार, और कोई प्रॉब्लम हो तो मैम से परसों तक पूछ सकते हैं, दिव्या जी से.
जी जी.
तो पायल जी आप भी देखिएगा. और
एमएससी वाले स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बहुत ही, जिन बच्चों का डाइजर्टेशन होता है उनके लिए रियली बहुत हेल्पफुल है, ये बहुत ही इंफॉर्मेटिव है. दे कैन यूज इट एंड कह सकते हैं कि वो अपने उसको इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं, राइटिंग स्किल्स को, रिसर्च पेपर्स पब्लिकेशन में उन्हें बहुत हेल्पफुल होगा.
जी जी, मैं भी चाहूंगी डॉक्टर दीप्ति आप यदि हो तो आप भी ध्यान रखिएगा इसको करके देखने के लिए, ताकि कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, कोई कंफ्यूजन है तो डाउट्स आप क्लियर कर सकते हैं कल या परसों के सेशन में.
Yes.
थैंक यू दिव्या मैम.
मैम मेरा चैट बॉक्स नहीं आ रहा है इसमें, सो आई डोंट नो हाउ टू गेट अबाउट इट. तो जो क्वेश्चनर होगा वो मेल पे आएगा क्या?
मैम actually it's already there.
I can't get to the chat. I can't open the chat.
Yeah. If we can, Sunita ma'am, can we email then?
Yeah. Dear participants, I think there's a lot of echo. I'll be sharing the tomorrow's link, which will be on Zoom platform from 3 to 5. And along with that, I'll also share the today's link, and hoping to see you tomorrow at 3. So kindly join before like 2:50, around 2:50, so that we can smoothly start the session. And moreover, the first day link was already shared in the yesterday's mail, where the today's link was there. So if we request all the participants to submit that also, because on the basis of the submissions and your attendance, both are marked, and the certificates will be given as per that only. So thank you so much. Richa, you may continue.
डॉक्टर सुनीता, एक बात क्लियर करनी थी कि अब यही लिंक करेगा ना काम अपना कल भी और परसों भी, मेरे ख्याल से अब ये गूगल का लिंक काम करेगा सेम डे.
Ma'am, we have got the Zoom link for tomorrow and the after tomorrow, because Google Pay there are slight disturbances, I think so. Are you comfortable with Google? Because Zoom we have
हमारे लिए Zoom और Google एक ही बात है. पर बस मुझे लगा था कि सेम लिंक काम कर सकता है, आपको अननेसेसरी परेशान ना किया जाए.
It's okay. I will share the for tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 28th and 29th का मैं कल आज की डेट में इकट्ठा ही शेयर कर दूंगी. तो आप ऐसा ना सोचें, because
नहीं, वो तो आपकी कन्वीनियंस के लिए कह रहे हैं हम. आप लोग
I do understand.
एफर्ट्स पुट इन कर रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है देख के.
Our efforts are all for you. Our efforts are all for you, and hope we are able to do the justice with the program. And I think our team, in the supervision of Dr. Rashmi Vardhan, Professor Rashmi Vardhan, we are all dedicated to you. So we want that the participants should be academically enriched, and they take something from this workshop or the capacity building program.
हमारे कई faculty members भी attend कर रहे हैं. Many of the faculty members, Dr. Tapayal हैं, डॉक्टर मंजू हैं, डॉक्टर संजीव हैं, डॉक्टर योगेश हैं, कई लोगों ने अटेंड किया है और वो लोग भी अपना फीडबैक देंगे. मैं उनको बोलूंगी कल या परसों में, वो लोग भी कुछ ना कुछ बताएंगे इसके बारे में. डॉक्टर रुचिता भी हैं, तो काफी लोग जो हैं फैकल्टी मेंबर्स भी हमारे काफी इसमें जुड़े हैं.
I request, like, for the participants who are from Himalayan Degree College and from Sikkim Government College, hope it is no problem for you, because for Sikkim Government College, I was assuming there might be some problem with the language, but yesterday I could talk to the principal ma'am. She was saying the participants are really enjoying and they do understand English and Hindi both together. It's just the matter of fact that they feel hesitant to speak. Otherwise, Hindi they are comfortable. So I'm glad we could serve the other partner colleges as well. Is any participant from Himalayan Degree College right now with us? Do we have any participant right now from Himalayan Degree College or Sikkim Government College?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's Kashif Bhatt? Okay.
Kashif.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
we wanted even sir also to join. So maybe in valedictory you can. I'll send the link to him also for the valedictory. So maybe in the valedictory he joins. And I request all participants to today's mail, which I'll be sharing with the link. We request that for the valedictory, which we'll be conducting on Sunday. So whatever you people like, if you are comfortable sending a link to us in a small clip to us in the form of message which you want to express towards this program, or on the spot if you want to speak, please kindly keep on giving the names on the mail ID from where the messages are coming, from where these links are coming. So you can mention your names over there and we'll be happy to get back to you.
Sunita ma'am, participant named Muhammad Ashfaq and Deepti Chaudhary, they have raised hands.
Yeah, please.
So
Muhammad Ashfaq, sir, I guess. Yeah.
Good
Please, sir.
evening.
Yeah, good evening.
I am Muhammad Ishfaq from Rajuri, from Degree College, Himalayan Degree College.
Okay.
Ma'am, I am student in 6th semester. मैम अभी आप PubMed के बारे में बता रहे थे. मैं BSc 6 में छात्र हूँ और PubMed के बारे में बता रही थी. PubMed में हम जितने भी टॉपिक्स हैं, जितने भी हमारे साइंसेस सब्जेक्ट्स के, वो सारे टॉपिक्स उनको अगर हम आगे हमने MSc करना है मैम, तो फ्यूचर में उसमें हमें क्या वो वहाँ पे सर्च कर सकते हैं?
हाँ बिल्कुल, आप किसी भी साइंस के फील्ड में हो, पबमेड लाइफ साइंस बेसिकली, आई मीन बॉटनी हो, zoology हो, you get a lot of data on PubMed. Anybody जो मॉलिक्यूलर वर्क कर रहा हो स्पेशली, उनका डेटा आप वो पबमेड में बिना दिए आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते हैं. Like not PubMed, they nucleotide sequence, they have to get an accession. Let's say अगर वो molecular field में है, but PubMed is a collection of all science literature.
थैंक यू मैम, और हमें बहुत इंफॉर्मेशन मिली, और जितने ऋचा मैम हैं और दूसरे मैम हैं जितने भी हैं, हम आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करते हैं कि आपने हमें फॉर फ्लंग एरियाज में एक वर्चुअल मीटिंग अटेंड करके और हमें भी मौका दिया स्टूडेंट्स को सीखने के लिए. और मैक्सिमम मेरे जो क्लासमेट्स हैं उनको हम शेयर करते हैं और उनसे कहा कि एक इम्पॉर्टेंट सेशन चल रहा है, आप भी ज्वाइन कीजिए. और शिवाजी कॉलेज का हम बहुत थैंक्स करते हैं जिनने इस तरह की मीटिंग ऑर्गेनाइज की. थैंक यू मैम.
Next, Deepti Chaudhary, I'll request. Deepti Chaudhary, you may say. आप अनम्यूट करके बोल सकते हैं जो भी बोलना चाहते हैं. Deepti Chaudhary, you have raised hand. So if you want to say something, you can speak up. और अगर आप अनम्यूट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं तो you can put your query or comment in the chat box. केएम रुतबा, उन्होंने भी अपना हैंड रेज किया हुआ है. यू मे स्पीक. ओके, सुनीता मैम, देयर इज वन query in the chat box. One participant has missed half of the session of yesterday, so he is asking the recording of the session, will it be available to them? So can we send them a recording of the yesterday's session?
Yeah, we will try to share the recordings because it was done on ma'am's laptop also, and I think you were also recording now. So we'll you do have the recording of yesterday's session with you?
No, ma'am, that will be on the Zoom of cloud, on the cloud, not on the system.
Okay. So we can later on provide the link so that they can download and they can view that. Sure, we will surely provide the recording for the yesterday, and moreover, I think today recording. Who is doing the recording for today? Dr. Divya or Dr.
Divya? Yes.
Okay. So Divya, please do share the link with us so that while sending the mails, I can share the link with them. Sure.
Sure.
We'll do that. Sure. Anybody else?
दीप्ति चौधरी, you are आपने हाथ फिर से
Sajid has also raised. Sajid Mahmood.
साजिद महमूद, आप अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं अपने आप को.
गुड इवनिंग मैम. मैम, मैं साजिद महमूद हिमालयन डिग्री कॉलेज का एज अ वाइस प्रिंसिपल हूँ. मैं कल भी सेशन पूरा मैंने ज्वाइन करा है और आज भी मैं पूरा ज्वाइन करके देख रहा हूँ कंटिन्यूसली. और हमारे स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं काफ़ी इसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं और कुछ जो हैं वो शायद किसी वजह से अभी तक नहीं इसमें पूरे तरीके से आ पाए. बट आई होप कि कल के और नेक्स्ट 2 सेशन में वो और भी ज़्यादा इसमें अटेंटिव रहें और इस प्रोसेस से ज्वाइन करें. आई एम कंटिन्यूसली मोटिवेटिंग देम. तो आई होप कल का और जो नेक्स्ट 2 हैं हमारे और अच्छे से बेटर जाएँ. एंड थैंक यू दिव्या मैम एंड रिचा मैम फॉर योर काइंड वर्ड्स. थैंक्स अ लॉट. ये हमारे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल है. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर योर फीडबैक. वर्षा वर्मा, आप अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं. ये रेज हैंड.
मैम नमस्ते.
नमस्ते
मैम, मुझे ये पूछना था कि जो सेशन की वीडियो है वो कब तक प्रोवाइड हो सकती है?
हम कोलेट करके कल के और आज की वीडियो कोलेट करके आपको जल्दी से जल्दी विल प्रोवाइड, जितना जल्दी हो सके.
तो मैम फिर उसका ईमेल ही आएगा हमारे पास या फिर हमें कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करनी पड़ेगी?
email Sunita ma'am, इनको email भी करेंगे with the rest of the information.
I think it will be better if we share the link with them in the mail, through the mail. Yeah.
Thank you ma'am. Thank you so much ma'am.
Fine.
जो भी आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन है, जो भी क्वेश्चन है, जैसे कल का और आज कल का भी क्वेश्चन है, सुनीता मैम ने आपको मेल करा था, तो जिस मेल आईडी से आपको लिंक्स मिल रहे हैं मीटिंग्स के, विद द सेम मेल आईडी यू विल गेट ऑल द इन्फॉर्मेशन, द लिंक्स ऑफ questionnaires ma'am is sharing. So ma'am will share the links of both the sessions. So through mail only you will get.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. और कोई कुछ कहना चाहते हैं, कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं? दीप्ति चौधरी, आपने हैंड रेज किया हुआ है. इफ यू वांट टू से समथिंग, प्लीज फील फ्री टू स्पीक. Okay, if there is no query, Sunita ma'am, shall we wind up the session?
Yeah, sure, Richa. Sure, Richa. Dr. Garima, I think, do we have the permission to wind up the second day's session?
Ma'am, you are muted. Please unmute yourself. Garima ma'am.
Okay.
Garima ma'am, you are muted.
I'm very much thankful to all of you. You are working hard and dedicating your time, sparing your time. Dr. Richa, Dr. Sunita, Dr. Divya, Dr. Neeti, all of us you have presented in a fantastic way.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. So you may end the session.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay,
Dr.
so
Garima.
thank you everyone. Thank you all the faculty members and all the students from various our partner colleges of Vidya Vistar scheme. So today was a very lovely interaction. So we are very happy that both the sessions went really well and you all interacted with us. Many more students try to interact with us. तो बहुत अच्छा लगा. So hope the same thing continues for the next 2 days. और आज और कल में जिन्होंने interact नहीं किया है, again कुछ hesitation है, तो we hope कि वो hesitation उनकी खत्म होगी और कल और परसों और ज्यादा interaction बढ़ेगी और मजा आएगा हमें भी और आपको सीखने को मिलेंगी बहुत सारी चीजें. So tomorrow we'll meet at same time. आपको link mail के through मिल जाएगा. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Divya, you can end the meeting.
Yes, I'll just do that.
Thank you so much.